To say Draugen is just a mystery would be a huge understatement, because there's a Nordic tale here that is also deep and extremely beautiful. So this review is going to be a bit different than what I normally do, simply because this is a story-driven walking simulator with some content that must be shown in a different manner from my other reviews. The added cutscenes are the best way to get a full understanding of just how interesting this game really is, but be assured there are no spoilers in this review. Let's start with the gameplay, just to get it out of the way because there's very little to be said here. The game is simply not just about gameplay, there's a story to be told here after all. The bit of gameplay you get is exploring your surroundings and asking questions. You do have a choice in what order you ask your questions, and also the ability to call out to your friend Alice, who joins you along your adventure. This is a nice addition because it gives you a proper path to follow, but also makes the game rather linear. It's definitely clear that exploration is the main goal of the gameplay, and the story was the developer's main focus.
The water's cold.
It's a fjord. You're not going swimming.
Boo.
Speaking of the developers, Red Thread Games did a fantastic job presenting the story. The developers ease you in slowly to the plot, keeping your attention and curiosity the whole time.
Lissy, promise.
Oh, piffle and phonus balonus, Teddy. You ought to know better than to ask. Yes, I'll behave. I'll be a proper young lady.
And the banter between Alice and Edward kept the game refreshing and can even be quite humorous, but also very emotional at times. It really shows just how deep and mysterious their relationship is.
So, do you think we'll find your Betty in, what did you call this village? Gravewick?
Grovik. Yes.
I just about given up on you ever waking up. Sleep well?
I dreamed of Betty. She was in the garden, and she called for me.
Your adventure is set in the 1920s at a Norwegian fishing village called Gravik. You go to the village looking for your sister who is missing, but find that the entire population of the town is vanished.
There's no sign of anyone.
And this is just the beginning of the mystery. The entire plot unfolds beautifully, with even a few surprises that caught me off guard. The game is a novel in itself, with twists, turns, and charm. I can't emphasize enough just how much thought the writers put into this game, because it's extremely impressive. And honestly, at times the writers really had me feeling for the characters in the game.
I'm not even sure there was anyone there.
Well, there must be someone here. And I'm not talking about ghosts. Or goats. What was it you said yesterday? Maybe they're peeking at us through the windows. Such an amazing view, isn't it? And the air.
As you can probably tell by now, the graphics are gorgeous. Alice's character model is wonderful, but at times, her facial animations look a little awkward. Other than the facial animations, this game looks beautiful, and the backgrounds are a pleasure to look at and are well detailed. Another thing I immediately noticed was the lighting. It too was very impressive for an indie title. The developer definitely focused on the lighting, because without it, the game wouldn't have had that beautiful atmosphere, especially at night. In the end, the coastal village was a graphically beautiful setting for the game.
Put us on this path.
Do you really believe that? I mean, how often are you around people?
Some places have gravity.
What are you saying? Gravewick's gravity pulled us across the Atlantic Ocean.
You have no
Now the
idea.
voice acting, sound effects, and soundtrack are a masterpiece. Alice and Edward are voiced perfectly, and like I said earlier, the banter between the two is brilliant. The sound effects were done well too. There were no cheap sound effects that clearly didn't sound anything like what the intended action was. And lastly, the amazing soundtrack was composed by Simon Poole, who I thought deserved a shout out for just how great it really is.
Lissy? Lissy.
Draugen is an amazing story-driven walking simulator that tells a beautiful and emotional story. The lack of gameplay is a definite downfall for the game, but the beautiful graphics, fantastic voice acting, and brilliant soundtrack make up for its mishaps. The game gets an 8 out of 10 from me. It's available now for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Like always, thanks for watching, and if you enjoy our content, hit the like button and subscribe because it really helps the channel. Also, check out bg4ghub.com for everything gaming.
Betty, where are you? Betty?